Hi everybody, this is Roxy, and I just wanted to show my Pocket for Your Thoughts swap for our May issue, or May swap, was on Your Paper Pantry, was Americana. It's hosted by Eiley Burkett, and she is Eiley Silver here on YouTube. The theme was to make a kind of a tag charm, or ring, and focus more on the tags than on the pocket. Usually it's the other way around. You focus on the pocket and put tags and quotes in that. So I used little jean pockets from little girl and boy jeans that I find at garage sales, usually for a quarter, 50 cents. And I just cut off the pocket from the pant. And then I included a Ginny Bolin bingo card, and I think she's not doing products anymore, just kits and stuff, so that's kind of sad. But here is my charm, key ring charm thing. So this is from a stamp set that I have, and I cut this tag out from a Sizzix die, and then I backed it with some K & Company glitter paper. But I stamped it on, and then I UD'd it about 4 times. That's a fun, I kind of wanted to make it look like those Tim Holtz metal tags. So that's that one. And I gotta kind of get this all there. All right, so there's that one. And then, you know what, let me just get that. She's all bound up. Okay. So I added some little flower or little bead charms just to add some color. This is Dawn Dalrymple used to do these. They're just using the Dymo label maker, and then you make a little banner out of it. Put an eyelet on, so I thought that's cute. This is a Sizzix die. I have a bunch of stars. So I just use GCD handkerchief paper, and then some more of the K & Company silver glitter paper. And then this is a little tag from a die I have, and a stamp that I found. I'll tell you what that one is after I'm done here. And that's Tim Holtz flag die. That's K & Company paper again, and just a little key alluding to Francis Scott Key, which I'm going to tell a story, or read a story that I found years and years ago that is just fascinating about the writing of our national anthem. And this is just an old vintage postcard I had, and I put it on a fragment, Tim Holtz fragment, another little bead thingy, and that. So that is my little Pocket for Your Thoughts. I love the little flag and the little crow. And then here's the stamp, the crow stamp. It's from River City Rubber Works, which is here in Minneapolis. But I actually found it on eBay on a store called A Gift from Nature Country Store, which is in St. Cloud, Minnesota. And what's so odd is you can get this on River City Rubber Works, but it's cheaper going through this eBay seller, and she's just got a little country primitive store in St. Cloud. I think it was $7.95, no shipping, and River City was $8.50, plus you'd have shipping. So it's just a cute little crow and star stamp. So then I just wanted to read, this is a really great book, The American Reader. It's Words That Moved a Nation. It's things that Americans wrote, or things that were written about our country, or about geography, whatever, in our country that enraged and roused America, inspired and delighted. So one of my favorite stories in here is about Francis Scott Key. Because we didn't learn this in school. We learned that he wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, but that's about it. So I'm going to read it. The Star-Spangled Banner. In September 1814, British troops invaded Washington, D.C. and set on fire the Capitol, the President's mansion, the Treasury, and other government buildings. Okay, I gotta hold this up. You can look at my things. During the British withdrawal from Washington, Dr. William Beanes, an elderly physician, was taken prisoner. Dr. Beanes was a personal friend of Francis Scott Key, a Maryland attorney. Key, 1779 to 1843, was commissioned to help secure the release of his friend from the British Navy. Key and John S. Skinner, a government official who was in charge of prisoner exchanges, sailed to the British fleet under a flag of truce to make their request. On September 7, 1814, the request was granted, but as it happened, the British were preparing to attack Baltimore and would not release the American visitors. Key and Skinner sailed with the British fleet and watched helplessly as the British first invaded near Baltimore, then bombarded Fort McHenry during the night of September 13-14. Through the smoke and haze, they could dimly see a huge American flag flying over the fort's ramparts. At the end of the bombardment, as dawn arrived, they peered anxiously to see which flag flew over Fort McHenry, and to their relief, the stars and stripes were still there. While awaiting their release, Key began making notes for a poem. On the evening of September 16, Key composed the poem in a Baltimore hotel, recreating the events. The next day, the poem was printed on a handbill in Baltimore entitled Defense of Fort McHenry. A month later, the poem had been retitled The Star-Spangled Banner and set to the tune To Anacreon in Heaven, which was now well known to Key, and which, according to historians, he may have had in mind while writing the poem. On October 19, 1814, the song was performed at the Baltimore Theater. For many years, it was one of many popular patriotic songs and vied with Hail Columbia and America as national songs. It gained in favor among federal troops during the Civil War and became ever more popular in the following decades. In 1895, Army regulations required the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner while the flag was lowered. In 1904, the Secretary of the Navy ordered that it be played at morning and evening colors. Although the song always had its critics, some thought that the tune was too difficult to sing, or that the lyrics were too obscure, or that it was too militaristic. Congress adopted the Star-Spangled Banner as the national anthem in 1931. So, when you hear that story, then read the lyrics. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. So that is my part of my inspiration for this, and that's why I added the Francis Scott Key, who, by the way, is an ancestor of F. Scott Fitzgerald, who lived or was from St. Paul. But anyways, I just kind of want to, I think after the year that we've had as a country, starting with the Joplin tornadoes last year and Hurricane Sandy and all the tragedies we've had, the hurricanes in Oklahoma, the bombing in Boston, the Sandy Hook murders, and, as a country, we're really resilient, and I think that's why, a song like that really hits us deeply. So this might be an interesting book if you want to check it out. I find it really interesting. I like to learn the meaning behind songs or lyrics and paintings. When you go to the museum, you can study the painting yourself, or, sometimes there's tour guides that can help you delve deeper into the meaning of the painting. There's books, of course, galore. But as far as our nation, these are some really good words that we hear sometimes about, but we maybe don't know the true meaning of it or the episode behind it or whatever. There's one painting that I've always been drawn to, is the by Edward Hopper. It's called Nighthawks. It's a corner diner in New York, and there's a couple sitting in there with a man and a soda fountain jerk guy. And a lot of, there's an artist that took that and made a poster out of it called Boulevard of Broken Dreams, but the original obviously doesn't have James Dean and Elvis and Marilyn Monroe, and I think Humphrey Bogart's in there. But I learned years ago that he started that painting after Pearl Harbor. So it was kind of a response to that episode in our history. And when you look at it, it looks like people are, everybody's kind of gloomy, and you think, oh, they're, out drinking all night, whatever your thoughts are about that. But it's very desolate. The streets are quiet. There's nobody out other than these people in this restaurant. And that's, knowing the reason why he painted that, it really opens your eyes to, thinking more about what is going on in that artist's mind, and what maybe he's depicting with those people. I did just see a video by Miranda Edney. I think her YouTube channel is Miss Liberty 25, but she just did a mixed media canvas just a few days ago, or at least did the video a few days ago, in response to a little boy that died here in Minneapolis. He was 17 years old and got a really rare form of cancer. He didn't have very long to live, but he and his friend wrote a song that's kind of getting, viral or whatever. But Miranda was so inspired by a video that a documentarist did on this little Zach, this boy, that she responded with her canvas. And I think, as artists and crafters, that's what we do. We have to do this. We have to make things. And, it might be a fun little chain like this, or a really deep and touching canvas like Miranda's. But, that's what I love about words and pictures, photos, whatever, just about art, is that there's always some meaning behind it. And when you learn about that, it really opens your eyes. And I'm babbling now, but anyways, this is a great book, I have to say. And I hope that, our country is resilient. Like I said, we've gone through so much this past year. Even, locally, everybody's gone through so much. But I think what we see is we dust ourselves off, we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we carry on. And happy 4th of July coming up. But anyways, thanks for watching, and come and join us at Your Paper Pantry. Bye.